Right, today I'm going to be trying to make my sniper rifle as silent as possible. Now I've got damping in here. Now I'm now going to make an air brake for the piston head. My brother's got a VSR G-spec which has got an air brake piston, and that is really quiet, so I'll have a go at doing this. It'll involve drilling through the piston head and inserting a little rod which will enter the nozzle of the piston before the piston head makes its full travel. So it should be stopping the air from the last centimetre or so escaping, so the piston will actually be hitting against a cushion of air, and it should just be slowing it down before it impacts. To do that, I've got one of these old barrel cleaning swab things. I've cut it in half. There you can see that's jamming. I'm going to be using this little ball point on here to hold it in place in the piston when I've drilled the hole. I've got to make it thinner for it to go into the nozzle. So to do that, I've cut it in half. Then I've put it inside one of these Dremel type things. So then when I start it up, it will spin around, and I can just hold a piece of sandpaper against the shaft, and it should get an equal thinning down, so it'll make it thinner all the way around instead of getting like squares or off centre of the rod. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back to you. Alright, to make sure I drill the hole directly through the centre of the piston head, reassembled the barrel, or I've kept the barrel assembled, sorry. I've wrapped insulation tape around my drill bit here to make sure that the drill bit actually goes into the dead centre of the cylinder nozzle. The insulation tape makes sure it stays dead centre. I'm just going to drill through. It should go through the rubber quite easily, and when it hits the aluminium of the piston head, it shouldn't damage it at all. Or if it does, it doesn't matter because it's all in part of the behind the piston head anyway. So I'm going to drill my hole and I'll come back. Okay, done. Cylinder head completely intact, no scratches on it whatsoever, and the piston head now has a perfect hole right in the middle. So I just need to prise off my piston head, measure up how long I want my air brake to be, insert it, and then start trimming it down so the air brake fits through the nozzle. There we are, all done. One piston head with an air brake on it. It's quite a long air brake because the cylinder head I've got is tapered inside. Also, with the silicone I've glued on the outside, it takes away some of a lot of the impact noise. I've also got a smaller air brake here, which doesn't actually do any braking at all, but I'll swap these over because this smaller just plugged a hole in the piston head, because this longer air brake has taken my FPS down from 475 to 395. But I'll be using this one for the one of my sights I use, which is 400 FPS limit for sniper rifles, and I use this one for the other one, which is 500 FPS limit. So I've got a test there for two scenarios. Also, you may see this black thing in my spring. It's just a cut down plastic ramrod for loading the magazine, which I don't use anymore. Wrapped in insulation tape to keep it wedged inside the spring. When the piston is cocked, that just makes it a difference for the shortened cocking indicator, which is the problem with the clone L96. So the cocking indicator now works just for that tiny thing in there. So this has really worked really well. It's a lot quieter now. I may even put a silencer on the L96 as well to take down that noise just a little bit more. So I hope this helps you if you want to do the same thing. It's cost me nothing because I already had these just kicking around, and if you mess up your piston head, these are only about £4 as well, so no great expense.